So one of the single most annoying glitches in 2K19 history tried to recently throw a monkey wrench into my plans for the Vancouver Bullets. But you guys already know, anybody who has seen the community tab, we not only overcame that issue, but it ended up being the biggest blessing in disguise ever. So guess what, 2K? You thought it was a problem. Not this time. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 18 of the Louisville Badgers, and right off the bat, what you're going to see here is that things did not work out in Vancouver for the Bullets the way they expected them to. The team owner decided to move the team to Seattle in a stunning move that ended up being so worth it in the end, because if there's any city that deserves an NBA team, it is Seattle. Now, you're also going to notice that this gameplay is against a team in Vancouver. More on that in a second. But take a look at these Sonics uniforms. And I got to say, man, they came out really, really nice. The court came out amazing. Just everything about this move just ended up being such a blessing in disguise, like you guys already said. And then here is your redesign for the Vancouver Grizzlies. I decided to bring back those old uniforms because I love them so much. And now, like I said earlier, I can't think of two cities in the world more deserving of NBA teams than Vancouver and Seattle, and they now have their respective teams back. You can see here the Vancouver Grizzlies home court. Your new teams for the 2020-2021 season are the Seattle Sonics, who were the Vancouver Bullets, and the Vancouver Grizzlies, who were in Memphis. So being that we are at the end of the 2019-2020 season, it is now time to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the 2020 draft coming up very, very soon. We haven't gone through the lottery yet. We're not in the off season yet. However, it is really, really time to start digging deeper into this class of prospects and to start talking about who we really need to be looking at coming up. And right off the bat, as you guys can see, the number one rated prospect is James Wiseman. Really, really great player. A lot of you guys have been telling me that you think I should go a different route here, but I gotta tell you, man, I really think that Wiseman has it all for a big man in the NBA, and things will work out. However, there's a guy by the name of Anthony Edwards sitting here, the second best rated player, and in some cases the best rated player in this draft class. Anthony Edwards is a stud in his own right. I really don't see a scenario where we would pass him up if it was our pick and he was still on the board, even if we had the number one pick overall. It would just be too hard, because this guy seriously has the potential to be one of those generational talents. Next up, you got Jalen Lecque, who I don't really think fits on this team. We've got Ja Morant already. He's our future. Then you've got Jaden McDaniels. He's a guy who I really like a lot. Now, I think we would have to kind of slip down in the lottery for us to be picking a guy like Jaden McDaniels, because I think he'll be in that 4 or 5 range, and right now, the way it sits, we have a 14% chance, just like two other teams, at getting the top pick. So I really don't see us being in that 4 or 5 range. At least I hope not. But if we are, Jaden is definitely a guy who we will be looking at. Now, you've also got Cole Anthony here, but we're going to skip right past him because we don't need a point guard. Isaiah Stewart is another guy who I think is really good, but the one big reason I don't see him ending up on this team is because him and Khalil Whitney, as you see here, are both going to be in that weird range where our first round pick isn't going to be low enough, and our second first round pick from the Pacers isn't going to be high enough. Scotty Lewis is an ultra talented wing, but it's hard to imagine him still being there in the middle of the first round. However, Vernon Carey, he's a guy who I would love for the Pacers to miss the playoffs, and for us to get somewhere in like that 10 to 12 pick range with that Pacers pick, and then for him to fall to us. And while it might be a long shot, that would be such an awesome scenario to play him at the 4 and Jaren Jackson at the 5. I think that's something that will work out beautifully if that could happen. The same thing with Ashua. I really see either one of these guys being a perfect fit if our second pick in the first round was to pan out that way. Now, Josh Green is a guy who I'm also very interested in, but it would really hinge mostly on what that first pick of the first round brings us, right? So if the first pick of the first round ends up being Anthony Edwards, I don't think Josh Green would be the ideal pick here. However, if it ended up being someone like Wiseman, if we decide that that's the best fit, then a guy like Josh Green might be a great fit. Then next up, you've got Denny, who is being touted as the next Luka Doncic. I don't think he's going to be that necessarily, but will he be a really great young player? I think that he could be, sure. But what is his fit on this team? Now, I think he could fit very well if he ends up dropping to us as that second pick in the first round. Now, these next two guys are extremely controversial for me. The first one, Nico Mannion at point guard, right? He's a guy who the reason it's so controversial to me is because I think he's so talented, and I really do believe he's a combo guard and could play the two. Same thing with LaMelo Ball. I really do believe he's got the skill to play the two, but I really do believe that both of these guys' natural position is point guard. They should be the floor general. They distribute the ball so well and effectively. They're such great playmakers, even though I feel like they could play the two, either one of them. I don't think it's a great fit for them to do that, though. I think that their skills would be best suited at the one. Next up, you got the shooting guard, Brian Antoine, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know a whole lot about him, so I'm not going to pretend to. However, we're going to do our research, see how good he might fit, and then Tyrese Maxey. He's kind of the last guy that I was looking at and saying, you know what, I think he'd be a really, really great fit on this team. Again, though, that would all hinge on whether or not we do or do not get Anthony Edwards with that first pick. Because like I said before, if he's there, I can't see a scenario where I pass him up. Now, we've got one more elephant in the room to address. And yes, it is the subject of Mr. Jalen Green, okay? Probably the most NBA-ready player out of all of the guys that I just named. And I know that that probably sounds crazy to some of you. But yes, I believe he is the most NBA-ready out of all of these guys, even at 17 years old. Now, here's the big question. With the one-and-done rule being up in the air right now, and so many people within the NBA thinking that it's just going to be out the window very, very soon, maybe as soon as this year, I need you guys' help in deciding whether or not, in our world, Jalen Green should be part of the 2020 draft class or the 2021 draft class. I see so many reports of people thinking that he's going to be part of the 2020 draft class and possibly even the first pick of the 2020 draft class. My heart is kind of leaning towards saying we should put him in 2020, but again, I'm going to leave it up to a vote. I'm going to put it up in the community tab after this episode, and I need you guys to let me know what you think. So next up, our hashtag add players. So I'm going to go down the long list of players that we have in the 2020 draft class. And please keep in mind, I am still working on a lot more hashtag add players. So if your name is not here, you can rest assured you'll probably be in the 2021 draft class. So first up on our list, we got the shooting guard, Braylon Bennett. Then we got the small forward, Luke Ogden. Then the shooting guard, Aaron King. Point guard, Dan Apollo. Small forward, Michael Izomo. Point guard, Fishy Tuss. Power forward, Jorge Visión. Small forward, Garrett Cerner. Point guard, Khalil Carter. Shooting guard, Tomas Ribeiro. Point guard, Dice Moore. Center, Max Benda. Shooting guard, Robert Richardson. Small forward, Jimmy Buckets. Small forward, Alex Mark. Point guard, Chase Bradley. Shooting guard, Sean O'Neal. Point guard, Nick Baker. Point guard, Russell Lloyd. Another point guard, Zach Little. Another one, point guard, Jack Mulligan. Another point guard, Travis Kent. Point guard, Brian Perkins. Shooting guard, Daquan Bowers. Power forward, Sam Burgess. Shooting guard, Sonny Cabo. Point guard, Georgios Kozanaitis. Shooting guard, Markel Bennett. Small forward, Goku San. Shooting guard, Devsander Brooklyn. Point guard, Liam Hollick. Small forward, Christian Girolamo. Power forward, Ty Pargo. Shooting guard, Asa Lawson. Power forward, Lucas Berger. Small forward, Anthony Red Redding. Point guard, Reggie Boyd. Power forward, Kyle Smith. Shooting guard Damian Hagan. Point guard CJ Gonzalez. Power forward Jonathan Muller. Shooting guard Carson Green. Point guard Demetrius Young. Shooting guard Brian Jones. Point guard Will Rogers. Point guard Demetrius Edwards Jr. Shooting guard Jacob Thornton. Shooting guard Jacob Beaver. Small forward Marcus Jansen. Center Matthew Sapine. And rounding things out, point guard Ty Corey Kassan. Now, first thing to keep in mind, your overalls and your badges are not complete yet, so don't pay any attention to that. If you guys saw your overalls and your badges, I haven't completed all of them yet. Secondly, as I'm sure you guys noticed, so many of your hashtag ad players are guards. However, given the fact that I just named off 30 plus players and so many of them are guards, I need you guys to let me know in the comments if one of your hashtag ad players is in here. I need you to let me know if you want me to keep you in the 2020 draft class or move you to the 2021 draft class. And the reason I ask that is because with so many guards in this class, there's a very good chance that just based on other teams' needs, that you guys may drop either into the second round, late second round, or maybe drop out of the draft completely and end up becoming an undrafted free agent, in which case you guys know the drill. Just to end up in the G League would take some luck at that point. So any of you guys who have a point guard or a shooting guard in this draft, please let me know if you'd like me to reclassify you to 2021. I will absolutely do that. That gives you a much better chance of not only being drafted, but drafted a lot higher, and I think it would make for some much better storylines. Now, there's one more thing I want to talk about before we get into our game, and that is the new contest that I'm going to be putting up in the community tab. Guys, keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be posting it very soon, but it's the hashtag Ad Coach Contest. So this will be your opportunity to have a description of your own coach, end up in the NBA with my own custom cyber face. So again, keep an eye out for the details. So now that we got all that out of the way, it is now time to take on the 45 and 35 Indiana Pacers, and let me just explain to you guys real quick why this game is going to have a playoff feel for me, okay? The Pacers right now, as I showed you guys earlier, are fighting for a playoff spot, okay? We have their first round pick for this coming off season. If they make the playoffs, we're going to be picking somewhere around the 18th or 19th pick. If they do not make the playoffs, they will have a lottery pick, okay? And it might only be, the 12th or the 13th pick. However, that is a big, big deal to us to move up that far in the draft for this coming season. So they already lost their last game coming into this one. And if we could somehow play a flawless game and come out of here with a win, then that puts us that much closer to knocking them from the playoffs and getting that pick into the lottery. But as you can clearly see, this is the lineup that will be standing in our way. Point guard Kemba Walker, shooting guard Victor Oladipo. They got Jetty Osman at small forward, who we traded to them. Kevin Love at power forward and Miles Turner at center. This is not, I repeat, not going to be an easy task, but we got to do our best. Let's hop right into it.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. Well, it was the Indiana Pacers in their last game, a loss to the Memphis Grizzlies.
And unfortunately for them, they just ran into a hot shooting team and really had...
So here we are at tip-off, man, and like I said earlier, this game is seriously going to be like a playoff atmosphere for me, and it's really simple. Why? We have their first-round pick. If we can beat them here, that puts us that much closer to getting them out of the playoffs and into the draft lottery. And then anything could happen from there, especially with the recent flattening of the lottery odds. But I got to be honest, it's going to be really tough, as Keldon Johnson misses a three there. It's going to be really tough for us to win this game, man. I mean, our only chance, Zubats, what a block. What a block. And that's out of bounds on us, of course. But, man, nice block by Zubats. But like I said, man, it's going to be really, really tough, I think, for us to win this game, just because up and down their starting lineup, They are really, really, really strong. And the problem for them is that they're really not all that great. Look at another block by Jaren Jackson. The problem for them is that they're not all that great from their bench. So we're going to have to really hit them where it hurts when their bench is in the game. Keldon Johnson with a nice 3-ball. Okay, so making up for that miss early on. I like it. I like it a lot. So, yeah, I think we're going to have to really, really hit them where it hurts when their bench is in the game, because we know guys like Kemba, and he's already starting it here. Look at that and one. Yeah, Fred Hoiberg not happy about that one at all. But anyway, like I was saying, we know guys like Kemba Walker, Oladipo, you know, we know those guys are going to get theirs, Kevin Love. We just have to try our best to keep them at bay when those guys are on the bench and, you know, have our star players really, really step up and play well. So here in the, look at this. Look at this in the early going here with Jaren Jackson with the and one, and Osman is baffled. He has no clue what just happened to him. So beautiful play there by Jaren Jackson, and things are actually starting off pretty well. We're usually the team that comes out and gets like a, you know, a slow start, and, you know, the other team typically, you know, gets you know, edges us in the first quarter and, you know, kind of makes us play catch up. But Jaren Jackson completing the 3-point play there, and we are very quickly up by 7 here early on in the first quarter. So defense is always important, but it's going to be extra important today because you got a lot of guys on the floor who can score quickly. You see Oladipo there hitting his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 4, so that's actually a good sign that he's already not shooting all that great. But, I mean, they got a lot of guys who can score in a hurry. Jaren Jackson, man, what a play, man. He is just amazing. Ja Morant to Jaren Jackson has been lethal. All right, so we got to play us one heck of a game here and, you know, try to always be one step ahead of them if we want to have any chance. And look at this. Kevin Love, where are you at, buddy? Where are you at? Leaving him in the dust already. Jaren Jackson showing why he's the man. All right, push it up to Ja here. See what we can get. Look at this. Zubats. Man, he has been... I love the pick and roll with Jaren Jackson. Don't get me wrong. But it works well with Zubats, too. All right, they got a little bit of a break there. Kemba Walker. All right, he's not going to keep missing those. So we're going to have to live with that. We're going to have to live with those shots, especially in transition, man. They just have too many guys who can score. Ja open. Ooh, that was an awful release. Oh, but he made it. Okay, all right. I am all in on that one right there. But there's a lot of times where I have almost perfect releases and miss them, clank them all the time like that. But, you know, when I can have an awful release and make one, I'm down with it. All right. Nice defense here by Keldon. Jetty Osman trying to make us regret trading him, and Zubac says, get that out of here, man. He almost blocked it in the backcourt. Oladipo with the fade. Oh, my God. If he would have made that, I would have been upset. Jaren Jackson again. Going in strong, and he gets fouled. So we're going to the line. And why ask why, Miles Turner? Okay? Why ask why? All right, man. We are up 23-12 here. I said earlier we would have to play a flawless game. And, man, so far, it is looking good. Ja, look at this. Oh, my God. Oh my God. Look at this. Ja Morant. He is just an animal. All right, still a 9-point game. Ja bringing it up. Let's see if we can get a pick here from Brook. And, oh my God. Are you kidding me? This man is on another planet right now. All right, we got Morris in the game now, and but Ja is also still in the game, so we got Ja at the 2 at the moment. Let's see if Morris can do some facilitating here for him. Time winding down in the first quarter, and Lopez is open, and look at Ja Morant. Look at the vision and the passing, man. He is just, I say it all the time, I'm just so impressed. All right, we're clinging to a 9-point lead here early in the second. Okay, they go for the alley-oop, and that one is successful. If you'll remember, the Mavericks, they could not get that alley-oop going against us. They tried it like 3 or 4 times and missed every time, but JaVale McGee says, yeah, I'm not the Mavericks, buddy. All right, let's see what we can do here. All right, we got Bryn. That's a late release. Oh, but he nails it. Another bad release going down for us. All right, side out here. Up by 8. See what we can get going here. Zubats. Oh, my God. Miles Turner just made us look foolish. Now they got the fast break here. Aaron Holiday. Oh, no. Walker in the corner. Yeah, he's not missing them. He's not missing those shots. 5-point game. We have got to try our best to keep some separation here. Zubats. That's what I'm talking about. Keldon Johnson and Ivica Zubats on a beautiful pick and roll. I am loving it. Fast break. Jaren Jackson, of course. Of course. He's just always in the right place at the right time. I mean, do you guys even expect anything different now from him? Because I seriously don't. I mean, you've been watching long enough now. I just, anytime I'm on a fast break, man, that is the guy I'm looking for. Beautiful Euro step there. Got to play some defense here. Got to play some D. Love was open. Oh, my God. There he is again, being in the right place at the right time. All right, fast break again. Keldon Johnson. My goodness. 5 points for him. All right, Avery Bradley, he's a lockdown. Look at this. 2 amazing defenders on Holiday, and he can't handle it. See if we can get Ja to push it a little bit. Zubats, he is wide open. Ja Morant is not going to miss a 7-foot monster running open down the floor. All right, let's play some solid D here. Got the switch. Keldon Johnson. Osman can't hit, so bonus. All right, Walker. And he is going to hit. All right, so back to an 8-point game. All right, 8-point game with 2 minutes left in the second quarter here. Let's see if we can get some. I'd love to have a double-digit lead going into halftime. Ja Morant. Bang, baby. Bang, up by 11. Okay, so that's a good start right there. All right, now we got to play some defense, man. We've been doing a decent job. I mean, for them to only have scored 50 points so far, we're almost at halftime. I feel like that's an accomplishment for us, especially because, I mean, you know, clearly we were outscoring them. We're winning the game. As you see, Holiday hitting a tough shot there. All right, 8-point game. Time winding down here. Got Myers Leonard. Not open enough. All right, Danny Green. Come on, let's see what you can do here. Let's try to make a play. Ja Morant from way outside. Oh, my God. Look. A Steph Curry shot from Ja Morant to put us up 11. All right. They won't be able to wind it down to 0 here, so we should have another. Oh, no, bad defense there. But we've got 23 seconds left to try to go back up by double digits here. It's a 9-point game here. Time winding down in the second quarter. This has been a good one so far, man. We have played one hell of a first half. I have got to say, no matter what happens here on this last possession, we have played our hearts out in this first half. All right, let's call for the screen here. See if we can get something going. We had Lopez open. That's who it was supposed to go to. Keldon. Oh, my goodness. What a shot by Keldon Johnson, and we're up by 12 at halftime. Man, he has been such a bright spot on this team. All right, second half getting going here. Let's push it. Look at Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson making the defense look like a bunch of high schoolers out there. Man, them two in the fast break, man. I'm just going to continue to sound like a broken record. It is so fun to play with these two guys in the fast break like that. Kemba trying to flashy pass there. All right, we got to switch. I don't like this on Love, and of course he's going to score there, but we're still up by 12. So definitely no time to panic here. Plenty of time left for them to come back. So that's the main thing we got to do is we just got to stay consistent here. Jaren Jackson, awful release, but beautiful layup. That was point blank. I would have been kind of upset if I'd have missed that, despite the fact that my release was early. All right, so like I said, I mean, we've got to continue to play just flawless basketball. I did not expect us to be up 14 here. Oh, and he missed the alley-oop. Look at that, man. He tried to throw that one down with authority, but he couldn't get it. And look at that. Keldon Johnson says, Victor Oladipo, this is how you finish a dunk, my man. The rookie out here looking like a 10-year vet. I did not see us up 12 here midway through the third quarter when when we were coming into this game. But I'll tell you what, man, I will take it all day long. And look at Ja Morant. This boy is just on fire. He is not going down without a fight, and they call timeout. 14-point game. All right, they have cut the lead to 2 here and trying to tie it up. And they, oh my goodness. Look at the putback dunk by JaVale McGee to tie the game here. The last few minutes of this quarter have been abysmal. And there we go. Okay, Bryn Ford was hitting a big shot there. We really, really needed that one. Getting the crowd back into it. I had just got done talking about how we had to stay consistent in this game, and we have let them right back into it. They got a 3-point lead now, and it's not surprising, man. This is a really tough team. Thank God he missed that shot, because I would have been very upset had he not missed it. All right, Brook Lopez, man, look at that cut. Beautiful cut there by the big man. He's not going to miss those. All right, we just got to stay close now. I mean, they got the lead. That's fine. We expected this to not be an easy game. If it would have continued to be as easy as it was earlier, I'd have been a bit concerned. But, man, we've been playing our hearts out. I would really like to at least keep this one close. Look at the steal. All right, we got a 2-on-1 here. Leonard is slow, but look at that exchange back and forth. All right, got to keep the clamps on here. We're up by 1. Time winding down in the third quarter. Avery Bradley, an amazing defender. Oh, my God, not on that one. Oh, Leonard with the block. Man, that is a big momentum shifter there. We could go, and it shifts back in their direction. TJ Leaf. Thank God he missed it. Okay. All right, so they're clanking some of their shots. That's good news. Let's get a pick here. Got a mismatch. Brook Lopez, we can just back this guy down now. There it is. Oh, my God. He came out of nowhere. I don't even know who that was. All right, 5 seconds to shoot here. Monty. Whoa. My goodness, Monty Morris. Thank you very much, sir.
And let's listen in on what Nate McMillan had to say to his team.
Defensively, we got to keep these guys in front of us. Shooting, contested, 2. All right, play defense without fouling, and they get 1 shot.
So you hear head coach Nate McMillan trying to rally the troops as we start the fourth quarter here. We are up by 1. It has been an epic game so far. We just got to win 1 more quarter, boys. We got to win 1 more quarter, man. I really got to tell you, man, this has felt like a playoff game so far. And Brook Lopez with a beautiful free throw line shot. Loving it, man. All right. They're back up by 2 here. We got to do. We just got to keep our foot on the gas here. Nice cut. Nice cut. Oh, my God. I'm so glad it didn't get blocked. What a beautiful cut by Ja. Still a 2-point game. And look at the steal. All right, let's push this. We got the 2 main guys that we need on this. And look at that. Jaren Jackson. We already know. You already know the drill. All right, it's a tie ball game. Halfway through the fourth here, man. This is really, really starting to rack my nerves. And look at this. Thank you. We'll take it all day long. Two-handed jam, Jaren Jackson. Up by 2. All right, still up by 2 here. I got to tell you, boys, I am really, really getting nervous because I know how dangerous this team is, and what a steal. What a steal. All right, we don't gotta push too hard here. Let's make sure we don't lose the ball here. Jaren Jackson in the corner, not open enough. Ja Morant to Zubac. Oh my God, what a pass. God, what a pass in traffic. Ja is a monster. All right, we're up by 4 here with time winding down, and we've got the ball. Jaren Jackson, mismatch all day long. All day long, Victor Oladipo. You cannot stop that. I'm pretty sure that was Victor Oladipo. We are up by 6 points here. We just got to play good defense. All right, switch on that. We got to switch there. Things almost went really bad there. Kevin Love was almost wide open right under the basket. Good defense so far. Oh, look at this. Jump ball. Ja Morant and Kemba Walker. Let's go, baby. What a heads-up play. All right, so our hustle has kept us in this game, man. Nice. All right, we win the tip. Whew. All right, this is... I'm starting to smell a victory here, guys. I smell blood in the water. We just can't let this one slip through our fingers. We have got to play, again, almost flawless for these last 3 minutes. Oh, my God, Zubac, what a nice cut to the basket. This game has just been phenomenal. There's been so many good things happening in this game so far. All right, it's a 5-point game. A minute and a half to go. Now it is really, really starting to get down to the wire. Keldon Johnson. Oh, my God. That was quite possibly the biggest shot of the game right there. 3-pointer by Keldon Johnson. Puts us up by 8 with a minute and 17 left. And now my heart is racing. I know that this is not a playoff game. I know it's probably not even that important of a game, but it feels important to me. And Oladipo, high off the glass, brings it back to a 2-possession game. All right. Slow it down here. We got to burn the clock out a little bit. Got to burn, but we cannot pass up Keldon Johnson cutting through the lane like that for points. He has just been on fire, man. Keldon Johnson has been such a huge bright spot in this game, and now the pressure is on them to make something happen, and Kemba Walker with a circus shot there. All right, let's just keep our defense tight, burn some clock. We have a 6-point lead here. We are in the driver's seat. Keldon Johnson again, but he's going to get it stolen. All right, let's clamp down here. No reason to worry. Come on, Jetty. What are you going to do here, buddy? You're spending a lot of time here, which I'm okay with. Waste all the time you want because these are precious seconds. And Miles Turner hits it. And now it's a 4-point game. All right, and they are going to have to foul here. But Monty Morris is a pretty good foul shooter. Green light on the second one. He missed the first. That puts us up by 5, so I'm feeling somewhat comfortable, but not all the way comfortable yet. Jaren Jackson, player of the game, 33 points on 14 of 18 shooting. What a game for him. All right, they're inbounding it here. 5-point game, 22.6 on the clock. To Sabonis, to Walker. Kemba, fadeaway. He does not hit it. We got the rebound. Monty Morris. All right, Morris, he missed the first one. If we can get the second one, I'd feel good about that, and we do. So it's a 6-point game now. They would need 2 threes just to tie it. Timeout, Pacers. All right, 14.8 remaining here. They still have a chance, but I would say it's a very slim chance at this point. Into Oladipo, 3-pointer, and he hits it. Wow, okay, so that was probably the worst possible thing that could have happened. And they're going to foul Ja Morant. All right, so we know Ja is a very good free throw shooter. We really need him to at least just hit one of these. I think just one of these free throws here would just about do it for us. All right, pressure's on here. Listen to that crowd. It almost gives you goosebumps. First one, he nails it. Perfect. Man, what a clutch free throw. See if we can get the second one for good measure. And that one's going to drop too, with the MVP chance and all. Less than 10 seconds to go. Kemba bringing it up the floor. Wasted too much time. They're going to clank a 3, and that is going to do it, my boys. What a game. Whew. I can finally exhale. Oh, my God. As you can see, End of regulation, 129 to 124. We have literally put ourselves that much closer now to that first round Pacers pick being a lottery pick. If they lose the next game, I think that seals the deal and they do not make the playoffs. Wow. What a win, man. We played literally the flawless game almost that we needed to. So one more time, there you have the final. We win by 5 points, 129 to 124. You see Jaren Jackson with 33, 10, and 4. Morant, 30 points, 17 assists. And then Keldon Johnson, again, like I said, just shining through with 22 points. Zubats with a nice double-double, 16 and 10. On the other side, it was Kemba Walker and Victor Oladipo doing most of the damage. But man, like I said earlier, guys, this game, I could have never imagined when we decided to make that trade originally that we would decide to play them later on in the season, and then not only decide to play them, but for this to be what was at stake. You know what I mean? Us winning the game and knocking them that much closer to being out of the playoffs and getting that first round pick to becoming a lottery pick. And I mean, you couldn't have written this any better. This storyline has become so fun now for the end of the season that it has made it just awesome for me to be able to go through it like this with you guys. These are the things that are the funnest part for me. So the Badgers are riding high here at the end of the season, and as if this wasn't already epic enough, in the next episode, we are going to simulate the last game of the season. We're going to find out if the Pacers make the playoffs, and then we are going to make our way into the 2020 off season, which promises to be extremely epic. And you guys already know that I cannot wait to have you guys back for that one. So until then, I'll catch you guys next time.